Welcome to another episode of the Doll Diaries. Now in this video I am going to be opening a doll that you have never seen before on my channel. I actually won this doll and I'll tell you how I won her. I'll tell you how much I wanted this doll before winning her, or a doll of this size. I'll explain a bit more about it. And I'll tell you about the virtual Blythe retreat that I attended in this video as well. Hopefully I can cram all this in, you know, doing a doll unboxing, showing things that I may have made for her and talking about the Blythe retreat. But yeah, I'll try and do it all in one video. So anyway, Tammy Powley, because I won this through the virtual Blythe retreat, this doll was donated from the virtual doll retreat. Rachel Hoffman from the virtual doll retreat donated this doll to Tammy Powley and Jeanette for their virtual Blythe retreat as one of the grand prizes. There were two grand prizes. One was a Blythe doll, Jailer, who I have, and this is another doll. This is a Robert Toner doll. I think some people say Robert Toner, that's probably how I'd say it in England. So these are like collectible dolls. And have you ever heard of Ellowyne Wilde? I'll put the spelling of Ellowyne Wilde on the screen. Now this doll is one of those kind of dolls. It's one of her friends. Well, she's actually meant to be a relative of Ellowyne Wilde, but they kind of say Ellowyne Wilde and friends. So anything that's like clothing for Ellowyne Wilde is going to fit this doll. Now this doll is called Gwen, and she is apparently meant to be the grandmother of Ellowyne Wilde, but in her youth. So I think she's meant to be like, you know, about 20 years of age or something. So this is what I hear anyway, in the 60s. So she's a young woman in the 60s. So this would be like my nan actually. So is Ellowyne Wilde like me? Then, if that's her nan, because my nan was born in 1929. So yes, she would be that kind of age, wouldn't she? In the 60s. Well, she'd be a bit older actually, wouldn't she? Be about 30 or something. So yeah, how exciting. Anyway, so I suppose if my nan was about 30, it depended on when she started having children. She was probably a mother at that age. You would be at the age of 30, wouldn't you, in those days? Not as much these days. So anyway, Tammy posted this on a Wednesday. So go a whole week on. The following Wednesday, I got a notification in the morning to say, you have a customs charge to pay. So I paid it in the morning, early hours, Wednesday morning, and the earliest delivery time they could give me was Friday. Well, today's Thursday, and look what I've got. Well, what I did, the post office delivery place in my town, because she was there. Normally they're in Coventry, but they're in Solihull where I live. They said that she could come Friday, but their offices are open at 8 till 10. I went yesterday and I didn't know they were only open till 10. So I had to leave, and I went again this morning. What it is, I've had to drop my car in for diagnostics. And so I didn't have a car. I haven't got a car today. So I said to my husband, can we nip in the post office? And we went, and they let me have my parcel. So I've got her a day earlier than I would have done if I'd have waited tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to get opening. Basically, it was a VAT charge that I got, not so much a customs charge. The import and duty was zero, the excise duty was zero. It was the VAT charge of £29.85, and then the Royal Mail added a handling fee of £8, which actually normally if I get a parcel force handling fee they charge £12, but the VAT fee was higher. But maybe this doll is what I think. This doll, if you was to buy her, she costs more than a Blythe doll, so that's probably why it's more actually. So anyway, I'm going to get opening. I won't film me ripping into this box, but then I'll come back to you. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Look at the light behind me, the mushroom. Da-da. Now, I really wanted one of these dolls. I had been looking on eBay on a regular basis for Ellowyne Wilde, and I'd kind of been put off because they were used. They said they didn't come with a stand, and I didn't know what kind of stand they would need being a new owner of this kind of doll. And nothing basically felt right with any of the used dolls I looked at on eBay, so I kind of didn't bother. And then I had an interview with Jen and Dawn. So Jen is Blythe-and-Bags on YouTube, and Dawn, what is your YouTube name? I'll put Dawn's YouTube name up here. She shares handbags as well. So Jen and Dawn are fancy handbag collectors, but they've jumped into the world of the doll hobby. I think Dawn has been in the doll hobby longer than Jen, but yes, we all like encourage each other to buy dollies and things. It's terrible, and they may encourage me to buy some bags the way it's going. Well, anyway, I was interviewed on on Blythe-and-Bags, Jen of Blythe-and-Bags channel recently. So they're interviewing like dolly people that are on YouTube, and I was the first person they interviewed. Then they interviewed my other YouTube friend, Payne, and he's got Ellowyne Wilde, and I've watched his videos. And the next person to be interviewed is going to be Tammy Powley. Tammy Powley, who runs the virtual Blythe retreat, who has posted this prize to me that I've won through their retreat. Well, Tammy is getting interviewed next, and Tammy also has Ellowyne Wilde. Dawn, who interviewed me, also has Ellowyne Wilde. Jen, do you have them as well? I can't remember seeing one on your channel, but maybe I heard you say that you did, or you was going to, I'm not sure. But Jen has just bought her first 2 smart dolls, which is really exciting. So, excuse me, I've got something on my face. Well, as I was saying, when they interviewed me, we were talking about Ellowyne Wilde, and I had said to them, because we discussed this prize, and I had said to them, if I lived in America, I would already have one, and I would already be subscribing to the boxes that you can get with all the accessories that you can get on maybe a monthly basis. I said I'd already be subscribing, but being in the UK, I've been a bit fearful of it, basically, you know, with customs and things. So yes, but at least now I've got the doll, so I might order like something else from the virtual blog, like order some things and see how I get on. Maybe if I make orders that are under a certain amount, I wouldn't have the VAT fee, but then you have to think about how much the shipping fee is to make it worthwhile making an order. We have that conundrum, don't we? So it'd be nice if like you could get people that would stock for overseas places in your country, so you could kind of miss out all that faff and things, wouldn't it? But I suppose they'd have to take the fee then. So yeah, it's a tricky old business, isn't it? So but anyway, I've got the doll anyway, so that's exciting. So I would have had to pay, if I was ordering this doll, I would have had to pay for the doll, the shipping, and that fee that I've paid. But luckily I've only had to pay that fee, which I really didn't mind paying at all. You know, it's wonderful to win this doll anyway. Anyway, I have been doing some preparation for her arrival, and I've printed out some patterns. Let me grab them. Excuse me a moment. There's been a number of people doing these like dark academia things, like getting there, making things for their Ellowyne Wilde dolls and doing dark academia. I don't know if they've been selling dark academia. If you're not sure what dark academia is like education, and dark maybe more like a bit gothic, or it's however you interpret it, like a dark sort of universe. Maybe even Wednesday Addams look about it sort of thing. I'd say that's even dark academia. Well, anyway, I was looking through loads and loads of patterns, what am I going to make for my doll, and the pattern I kind of really liked was this one, Designs by Jude. I've printed this out in grayscale, so I apologise, it would be in colour if I'd printed it out properly. So I've printed all the patterns out, I've backed them onto serial things so I can draw around them and reuse them. And yeah, I think out of all the patterns I was looking at, this was the one that spoke to me the most out of all the patterns I found. And I also wanted to knit something for her. Knitting, it was a bit trickier actually, finding things. I'll pop those over there. Yeah, I haven't chose the fabrics for those. I'm not saying mine's going to be dark academia. It might not be. It might be as garish as anything, who knows, but I haven't chose the fabrics. But I have started knitting a cardigan, although it will not go with that outfit because those are long sleeved and this is a short sleeve cardigan. And here's what I've got so far actually. It's like a lace, it's got like eyelet style pattern. You basically knit the one half, the right half front, up until a certain part, a bit of the arm actually, you actually do. Then you put those on a needle minder and then you do the other half. I left mine on a spare knitting needle, and then you join them all together. So I've done a few rows of the joining together. So yeah, this is kind of, once you join it together, I'm going to continue knitting it in one piece. These are the sleeves, believe it or not, which I've not finished. So if you imagine this, when eventually the sleeves are made, the sleeves will be like here, and that will be the front. So at the moment I'm working on the back of the cardigan. Now this pattern, now please don't rush out and buy this pattern as of yet, because I've been speaking to the designer about it. I was a little bit confused at the start with, because the abbreviations, and somebody else in the reviews had said something a bit confused about the abbreviations. One of the abbreviations say PSSO. PSSO means pass the slip stitch over the knitted stitch. So when I was getting to these bits, it was a bit confusing. But what really that should say for PSSO is you slip a stitch knitwise, then knit the next stitch, and then slip the slip stitch over the one you've just knitted. That's what that should read, and then that will make a lot more sense. However, when I got to a certain bit, I found a mistake. I messaged the designer, she apologised and she said, let me email you the corrected one. So she changed the thing I noticed and then she emailed it to me. However, I carried on knitting. I got a few more rows down and I found another mistake. I messaged her, but she didn't get back to me till this morning and I couldn't be bothered to wait. So I kind of fixed the pattern myself. But I've gone on and I found a number of more and more mistakes. I've written loads of notes and things. However, when she said, oh, I'll look into it for you, I told her, please don't worry. I've carried on knitting anyway, but I warn you, I have found more mistakes, which I've been correcting along the way in the way I think you wanted them written. And she's really apologised to me, and she's actually said that her test knitter also encountered, she said it was one of the first patterns she wrote, her test knitter also encountered problems, and she's offered me a refund. I thanked her. So yeah, the pattern wasn't expensive anyway, so if I'd have like lost that, and I still will have a cardigan at the end of it, but it's because I've had to, basically every row I've been knitting, I've had to look at it and think, is this going to work? And then knit it. So the knitting is taking longer because I can't trust what I'm seeing, and I'm trying to watch football at the same time because the World Cup's on. So yeah, it's been a bit mind-blowing, but there you go. But we will have a cardigan at the end of it. But I don't want to say, please go out and knit this pattern, because I don't really want to send you off to a headache. Maybe if the designer reworks the pattern and then emails it to me and I knit it again and I think it's fine, maybe then I could recommend it. So anyway, should we get opening this doll? Now Tammy said she was hoping I wouldn't get any fees because she wrapped it in a gift, but Tammy doesn't know, even if it's a gift from America, you still get penalised with these charges. But never mind. I can see some paper stuff down the side. Oh, it's padding. You've padded it out with wrapping paper. That's a clever idea. So let's get this out. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a card on here. It's really, do you know, I actually haven't won a doll before. I've entered competitions to win dolls. I've been gifted a doll, but which is like winning a doll when you're gifted a doll, but I've not actually won a doll. And this card is lovely. It says, I love people that have no idea how wonderful they are and just wander around making the world a better place. Oh, that's a lovely card, Tammy. And it says, congrats, Claire. Oh, I'll show you this card. Look at the back of it. The pattern's gorgeous. That'd be a lovely fabric, wouldn't it? Congrats, Claire. Oh, Tammy, that's lovely. I'll put that with my cards in my craft room. That's so nice. Oh, thank you. I'd put it behind me if I had somewhere. As you can see, I'm a bit loaded up. I love this paper. It's very tactile because it's textured. You can feel like the glittery stars on here. It's lovely. Oh, it's like Christmas. I had my nails reading yesterday because my nails were really due to be done, but I was in bed for 2 weeks almost on and on, and mainly in bed. I was in bed every day, but I was out of it for some of it. But I've had them redone, so they look a bit shorter because I'd had some broken ones, and she said she had to cut them all down. Tammy has scribbled out her delivery address here. So I wonder if that's, have you got a P.O. box type address, Tammy? So if you have things sent to you, it doesn't go to your actual address. It is a good idea, isn't it, when you're on YouTube? But to be honest, I don't have enough to warrant paying for something like that, really. Because I'm not a business, I'm just a hobbyist, aren't I? Her name is Swinging Sweetheart. So some of you might have this doll. Kate, oh, there's a YouTuber. Now, I'm going to recommend Katie. Katie, she's called Katie and Her Dolls. She's a young, like, college-age girl, and she's a doll collector. She's got smart dolls, and she's really crazy for Ellowyne Wilde. I think she's got into them more recently, but she's been doing, like, doll dioramas, but to be honest, she doesn't get a huge amount of views on her. Not saying I do, but she doesn't get a huge amount of views on her videos, but I watch them. And she says that she's like on the autistic spectrum and things, so we're, you know, very neurodivergent in this house. So yes, Katie, I totally understand. So aren't probably a lot of us doll people. Quirky people. So, oh, it's in an Ellowyne Wilde box. Now, I know there has been something going on in the virtual doll convention world. I think they had some issues with boxes. So I think what I heard was, because I'm quite new to them, so I'm not really in the know, but I think they've started doing boxes themselves and building them and then shipping the dolls in them. I think the dolls were getting delivered to them in the boxes before, but there was like an issue and things with cost and things, so to cut the cost they do it another way. So I don't know if this is one of the original boxes that they used to come in, or if this is one of the new ones. But if you're in the know, please let me know. But how exciting. Now this box has got a little bit damaged, but it's been damaged here as well. Can I don't want to show you any labels on here, but this box is damaged. So it actually got to the inside, which is unfortunate. But as long as the doll's okay, that's the main thing. It is really sad though, isn't it, when this happens? Because do you know, some people, you might buy and sell quite often, and this kind of thing can devalue your doll. I'm not planning on selling anyway, so there you go. Is that okay there? Should I put it on this side? It might actually even the lighting out if I put it this side, because I've got that weird thing where I've got natural light coming in this side and artificial light this side. Oh wow, look at this paper. Now the paper on here it's got like very elegant dollies on here. I might Google Lens this print, and it's the same print on the box. Now this is, I see these dolls as being very elegant. Like, do you know, with my smart dolls, I almost feel like with them, I can dress them anyway, because you can change their wigs and their eyes and things. I can go really, what would you say, kawaii, like Japanese kawaii look with, you know, macaron type kind of colours and things, and leg warmers and things. And you just say, you know, even, you know, tacky things. But these, I think they're just elegance and grace. And I don't think, I can't imagine in that kind of look. But maybe over time, I can experiment with the styling of this doll. Oh, wow. I want you to see what I'm seeing. So I might have to do this on camera. Oh, something fell out. Oh. Oh wow, there's a pair of shorts in here. Oh, does anybody recognise them? Have those come from the virtual doll convention? Now, I think the company, they're called the Virtual Doll Convention. I don't know if it's just do you know, like the Virtual Blythe Convention is a convention that goes on once a year, and they have like little spin-offs here and there as well, some freebie ones, some taster sessions. But the Virtual Doll Convention, I think they're called the Virtual Doll Convention. I think that's their brand name. Oh, this is my doll, Gwen. Now she's going to be like Ellowyne Wilde, but she's going to have a smiley face. Ellowyne is very kind of look about her. I'll have to try and find some photos, but this doll's going to be very smiley, and I'm not really used to many smiley dolls other than like a few Barbies and things. Okay, I am going to put this on the screen, and I hope I can read this correctly as I read it to you. Swinging sweetheart, bright pink she wears, a morning cheer, with polish neat and purpose clear, a black-tied bow, a belt worn low. She walks like style was all she'd know. Her bag, a pop of black and white, swings bold against the summer light. Not pleats but calm in every thread, she turns the street to runway red. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So what a lovely poem. Now you kind of have to do this kind of sing-songy voice to read some poems, and it kind of helps you because where you kind of start off, they've put capital letters, it kind of helps you get in the flow of things. So I hope I did that poem some justice to whoever wrote it. Well done, it's very lovely. Yeah, I can't display these things to you. I was better when I was doing my doll videos on the stairs actually, because I've got all the stairs behind me. I can put things as I open them. Oh my goodness, I can see something here as well. Oh wow, she has a shirt. So she's got some alternative clothing to wear straight away. It's very sheer, and it has turn-up cuffs and really tiny buttons, but there's tiny snaps on there, so you won't have to do up the buttons. It will be easy to do up. It's got a label in there. Oh, how lovely. Oh, that's exciting. So I'll be able to redress her straight away, even without making anything. Oh, this is her bag. Now, I have seen like some of the things that come with this doll, because I had a bit of a nosy. I just couldn't help myself. I can't help myself. There's an old song, dance tune that I used to listen to back in the day. Lou Sid. Yeah, I used to love that tune. I do still listen to it. Sorry, I always do this. I go off on one with songs all the time. Isn't this bag gorgeous? Now, Jen and Dawn, what do you think? You bag ladies, doll ladies and bag ladies. What do you think of this? Isn't it beautiful? I can't wait to have a look at it closely. Now that comes with the doll. That's not an added extra. I think those things I showed you previously, the shirt and the shorts, are not the norm to come with these dolls. We have a pair of gorgeous shoes. They've got a strap on the back of them, so they're open back with a strap, and they're heeled. A very small platform, I would say, or a very thick sole, either or. And it's kind of like the T-bar on the front of them. Oh, wow. They're like the shoes I used to wear when I was a little girl, but the more grown-up version with the heel on them. But mine with the T-bar. Oh, look, you're getting a sneaky peek of her. So she's got a low-waisted number. Did you know the low-waisted is coming back? It's coming back in fashion. It came into fashion in my youth. And I found it so exciting. First, the dresses started getting low-waisted, and then everything else started getting low-waisted. And then everything went high-waisted again, and the low-waisted creeping back in. I've been going on about this for years. My Stitch Diary people will know. Here's a hat. What a fancy hat. Now, I have seen this outfit, and I don't think it's very English 60s. I think it may be more American kind of 60s look. Not from what the research I've done about fashion, but you know, there's sometimes some fashions don't, you know, they're not documented as much, are they? So here's the big reveal. Gwen. I don't know if I'm keeping her as Gwen, but that's her official name. Ta-da! Oh, Gwen, you're beautiful. I'll do some footage while I'm looking at her. Oh wow, she's got a net over her face, so I'll take a picture of her looking like that. She's got lovely green painted eyes. She's got rooted eyelashes. She's got an eyelet top. The fabric is like eyelet, and it's got a puff sleeve that gathers in at the wrists. She's got a low-waisted binding around there with a skirt. It's like a dress, it is, but it looks like two separates. So, and she's got a label on her hands. Oh, and she's got pierced ears as well. So I'll take a photo of this so I can do some... I can be showing you what I was looking at while I was talking. Oh, she's amazing. I just can't believe I actually have her. You know, I've been looking at them for quite some time, and it's amazing to finally have her, and the fun I know I'm going. Oh, I see. And the fun I am going to have with her, because I've got like online dolly friends, and we all get involved in different things, and sometimes when you don't have the doll in question, you can't get involved in things, and you get a bit of FOMO. Well, I certainly do. So now I'll be able to. So, yeah, because she's different to... I've got a 1/4 scale, like, Dolphy Dream doll, but they're different to... They're not like your typical 1/4. You've got to see them as a 1/3 scale child, not a 1/3 scale adult lady, so they are quite different. And so yeah, I'll show you against my other 1/4 scale girls. It'll be interesting to see if any of my other dolls' clothes will fit this doll without making her anything, but obviously I will be making her own clothes. So, oh gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get her out. Now, she looks very easy to get out, and I think maybe that would be better if I film overhead, but if I can get her all in shot. Unless I attempt this like this. I'm going to do a bit of attempting like this. So these are bows. So her feet are free. And I can see she's got stockings on and painted nail varnish. Very sophisticated doll, isn't she? I can see her standing here. Oh, Gwen, we're going to have so much fun. We are in this house. Is anybody watching the World Cup football? I like watching the World Cup football. England played their first game last night, and I dressed up a smart doll. And they did win their game, actually, which I'm delighted about. Although I'm not just following it for England, I'm just wanting to watch the whole World Cup. Now, my regular viewers will know why I say this. If she comes out, that is. Dobby is free! Dobby's a free elf. For the Harry Potter fans, you'll know. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I didn't know what to expect, actually, holding her. I need to just put her down here a moment while I get the remaining things out of the box. Oh, so the stand is telescopic. Because I'm trying to pull it out and it's just getting longer. See, it goes up and down. So you could use this for different size dolls. And here are earrings, which I'll put in a moment. Now, I think the stand base is in here. There's a silica bag in here to help with moisture. Well, that was the hardest thing I've had to do with this unboxing. But not too bad. There's the base. I will be keeping the box. Oh. Now, sometimes when you do an unboxing video, it can take the enjoyment away a little bit from the unboxing because you're having to be really mindful about sharing. So sometimes I just have to sit and look at the doll and I'll just have to cut it out. Hairnet, I'll put that in the box as well. Ah, so she does feel like she's got some product in her hair. I will give that a little brush, but it looks really shiny. She's got a hair strand over it. Oh my goodness, she's got little dimples like this in her face when she smiles. Her head goes side to side, so she can... Oh wow. So should we put her earrings in? She's got her little Ellowyne Wilde label on her. Now her earrings are just posts like this. I don't know how easy these will be. I don't know if I need to make space for these. Ah, yeah, it does seem a bit of a snug fit. I'm going to get a some kind of needle or pin or something just to poke the hole before I put those in. Right, I've got some goodies. I love dolly time. It's so fun, isn't it? So, I've got a Barbie brush. Did any of you watch my Barbie sewing machine unboxing, my most recent video? It's still on eBay. Nobody's bought it. Somebody's got it in their basket. And to be honest, I'm really tempted to take the listing down. Just keep it. Because remember, I'm just trying to de-stash. And there are some others, and do you know what happened? When I put mine on, I undercut the price from everybody, and people who did have them on there, they must be using bots, and they matched my price. Although some of them, like, one of them had the fabric but didn't have the doll. Yeah, there was some differences with the listings themselves, but yeah, how interesting. But maybe I'll take it down and keep it. I wouldn't mind. I said that in my video, didn't I? So yes. So actually, shall I put her stand in? Put her on my lap a moment. Which way do these go? Which is the front and which is the back? At the moment, I'm going to presume that the lower bit is at the front. Lovely. I don't know if that's going to be the right height for her. Now I've got this box of household items and I've got this kind of pin. I was thinking of using something sewing related, but I thought not everybody's sewers, so this might be more realistic that people may have if you need to do this. So I'm going to stab her ear hole just to make sure the hole is big enough. So I even struggled to get that in. So yeah, I think I would have bent the earring if I had have tried to just put that earring in on its own. So let's have a look at her ear hole. Yes, that's gone in beautifully now. That's the only thing I think the smart dolls lack, actually, is like being able to give them earrings and things. You can, but with magnets, I've not ever pierced any of their ears, because it's not that I wouldn't, it's just nobody seems to do it, so I don't. So I'm going to pin this other ear. There we go. That went even more flush than the other one, the other ear. I could have worked it in more. There we go, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Gwen has some earrings. She's beautiful. So let's try her on this stand. So yeah, I need to make it higher. She's got underwear on. How nice. They didn't let her travel. No underwear. There we go. So she's on the stand. So let me try and show this to you. She will maybe a bit slippy because she's got stockings on. Right. So I do want to get her undressed and have a look at her body underneath and things. So I will need to loosen this strap a little bit to get her foot in. Her foot doesn't really sit in the shoe properly. You see, it's kind of a bit of a gap. But you know what? It's not really an issue. Excuse the pun. Right, I haven't done the strap up on the back on the other shoe. Because it's going to be a bit of faff. And I'm going to be taking them off anyway, so it doesn't seem much point really. But I think she'll be standing up kind of better on the stand now she's got her shoes on. Like that. That one's done up. Ah. Let's get her bag out. So she's got a shoulder strap and a hand strap, so she can just hold the bag in her hand like this. I'll adjust the camera in a moment so you can have a look. And she's got this lovely hat. She needs some flowers on this hat, doesn't she? Maybe we'll make some. Ooh, missus, look at you. Right, I'm going to get in my photo area and I'll show her in her glory, in all her stuff. Right, I will switch you around now to see Gwen. And here she is, look at her. Now, I've only got natural light here. I did bother doing up her shoe because I thought it was worthwhile because we were doing this. And there's her swinging sweetheart card here. Oh my goodness. Aren't I a lucky girl? How incredible. And now I've tilted her hand up to hold a bag like this. And I'll do some of the filming in a moment. We'll investigate this bag. But oh, look at her. Now, I must admit, looking through my phone, she looks more tanned. I don't know how it's coming through on the YouTube video, because obviously it may look different again when I'm editing. She looks rather tanned through my phone screen, but maybe it's just the lighting on here. But she doesn't look that dark from my eye. She just, yeah, I don't know how to describe her skin shade really. Just white woman, I suppose. White woman in the swinging 60s in America, maybe. So yeah, I'm going to investigate these clothes and bags and everything, which I will need 2 hands for, so I'm going to do some overhead filming. But yeah, I just thought, oh, we need to see her like this. So if you're a collector and you don't make things, this is what you're going to be having and displaying on your shelf. Although you could swap with other dolls' clothes, couldn't you, and things. So right, let's do some playing. So let's have a look at some of these things up close. I'll remove this stand. So I did put the small bit at the front and that seemed to work okay. It's a really lovely stand, isn't it? Now this hat, do you know what it feels like to me? Like it's felted wool that has been wet and then moulded and then fixed with something. Maybe how they felted it, they used some adhesive. But yeah, it's like firm felted wool. I wouldn't get it wet, put it that way. So this label says Robert Toner Design, and there's his website, and there's an address on there as well. Wonderful. So we'll have a look closely at her bag. So the lid, oh, it's magnetic. It's a bit narrow for me to put my finger in, but you can put things in there. Let me try and show you something that can fit in. Obviously not with the lid down. See, here's a Barbie tennis racket, look, sticking. Oh, she could actually, she could have the tennis racket. She could be going to the tennis actually, couldn't she? To watch, not to play. This is quite a good size. This is my husband's tennis racket. He's mini. Actually, even the tennis ball is a bit big for my husband's mini. This would fit this size doll much better, wouldn't it? Oh, it's really... Now, this is adjustable, so you can have it different lengths. I don't really want to go messing with it too much. And you can take this off like a real bag. What a lovely style. So I'm going to take her shoes off. So I've left that quite loose at the back actually. I could do that tighter. I just kind of did it up just for the photos. See what I'm saying? It's got quite a thick sole here. A very small platform look about it. Because obviously it's thinner here. And then maybe this would be about a 2 or 3 inch heel if it was a human shoe, I'd say. Beautiful. Now I've got a couple of pairs of shoes that I bought for Smart Dolls and they ended up being too small. So maybe she will try them on her. Let me see if I can find them. Right, I've been to get a few things, so I'll just move these things aside. Now, this is Angel. She's my ball-jointed doll, and she's classed as a 1/4 scale doll. However, I think she's going to be taller than my Robert Toner doll. So you've seen Angel on my channel before. I made this outfit that she's wearing, not the socks. So let's put Gwen here. I'm sorry for this angle. So if you have a look, she's taller. You can really see this, can't you? These dolls are very different kind of dolls. She's a strung doll. So yeah, she's bigger. So her feet, I can see her feet are much bigger as well. And she will fit in these trainers. So these will probably go on Gwen. Not that this is her style at all. But yeah, but these came with her. This was the doll that I was gifted by my friend Vanessa. And I said I never won a doll. This is the doll that I was gifted. So how lovely. I'll pop her over here. I've actually put some in that box. Now this is, I'm going to get my Dolphy Dream mini doll now. She's on this Moshi body, so she's quite chunky in comparison. But height-wise, they're very similar in height, but obviously Dulcie's head is a lot larger. She's an anime style doll, and her feet, they're more like Smart Doll size feet. on my Dulcie Dream. So they're very different sort of dolls. She's on a stand that I bought for her that's very kind of similar, and it's got a white base on it. But anyway, I was on a shoe mission, wasn't I, Gwen? Do you want to see her toenails? They're amazing. I'm really interested to see her body. Now these shoes are shoes that I bought for Smart Doll that ended up being too small. Now they look much bigger than her shoes. Yeah, they're very loose. These would be good for, I think they might stay on, but you know, if I was dressing her up for Halloween, they almost look witch style, don't they? I've got lots of Halloween fabrics because we're in June now, but I did buy lots of Halloween fabrics last year in the intention that I wouldn't use them all last year, so just for years to come. So I'll be able to make her something for Halloween. So yeah, she could use them for Halloween, although they are rather large. I probably could slip them off her feet, look. So yeah, they're too small for Smart Doll. But the only doll they might fit is maybe Angel. I don't know if I ended up trying them on Angel, but it's just because they didn't go with her aesthetic, what she was wearing. Now these were the other ones that I ordered. These were AliExpress. Will slipper fit. It's like Cinderella. I'm feeling quite hopeful actually. I love these, and I was so sad they didn't fit anybody. Now if we look at Gwen's feet here, now maybe, who knows, these might fit her really well, because she's got a real arch in her foot, look, for heeled shoes. And these are arch, but yeah, she just doesn't sit in them. She kind of sits up in them, which is unfortunate. Let's try these. Oh my goodness, they look amazing. Cinderella will go to the ball. Oh my goodness, I am so delighted that I finally have a doll that can wear these shoes. Really, she needs to be standing up to really enjoy them. Oh, I'm so happy. We'll maybe try these things on her, the more casual number, and then we can see what kind of things she can do with her flexibility and things. Now this bow in her hair is on an elastic. I'm not going to be messing with her hair. Now this has some little sewn on little snaps at the back. Oh wow, she's got articulation in her torso. You can tell this from this joint here. I'm really sorry about having to strip this off her. There's that's really good, isn't it? There's a stud on the wrists. Sometimes I leave doll cuffs open like this for them going on and off. Oh, she's got a nice bust, hasn't she? Oh wow, these are like tights, but they're built into her underwear. So that's really interesting to see. So you really need, when you've got a new doll, as much as you might not want to take their clothes off, you really need to take them off, because you don't want to break your doll, and you need to see what they're able to do. So we'll have a look at her legs. So her leg, oh my goodness, her leg will come out like this. So she's quite flexible like this, and it will go back quite far. I think she'll be able to do the splits looking at this. Yes, she will. Oh my goodness, lovely. She can bend her knees as much as this, and she'll be able to maybe cross her leg. Look, there's a bit of movement on the hip, so she could probably like cross her legs over like this for sitting and things. Right, let's look at her chest here. So, oh, she goes side to side here, not forward and back, side to side, okay. Her arm will go up and down. She will bend at the elbow as far as this. Is that, it almost makes me think, no, that's the right way, isn't it? Yeah. It doesn't look natural going back like that, does it? And she can bend her hand that way and that way. Nice. So she could kind of put her hand on her hip like this, which is lovely. Her hands look like they're in the same position but opposite. And as we said, she's got tilt at the neck, more side to side than, she can go forward a little and back a little. And then she could look side to side. So yeah, so now we know what she can do. So let's get this shirt on her. Maybe a bra would be suitable for this. I'm going to put her arms backwards. Now these will be different dressing. You know, like with smart dolls, sometimes the necks are small because you can get the heads off. But these dolls, you've got to dress them. Like, we can't take our heads off, can we, when we get dressed? So we're going to have to dress her like a human. Doesn't she look smart? Now, I was planning on making a shirt for that outfit, and maybe even white, but you know what, I need not bother making a white shirt now, because she's got one. I could make a shirt in another colour. Obviously, I didn't know she was going to come with a shirt. But you can kind of do this look, can't you, in modern day? You can kind of have smart mixed with casual. And do we tuck a shirt? I know what we'll do. We'll do something a bit French. We'll pull those up like this. And we'll just tuck it in at the front. I live close to France. I do this sometimes. Just tuck it at the front like this. Oh, look. Oh, she looks now. She's been taken from the swinging 60s into our era. That's amazing, isn't it? So I might even put these trainers on her. Now, who knew I would like these trainers on her so much? She looks like she could go walking around Paris for the day, doesn't she? It's a sunny day, but she's a classy lady. Or imagine she's going to Wimbledon. She's going to watch the tennis, so she needs a hat, but she wants to look glamorous. She's on centre court. But she's going to be doing lots of walking, so she needed something super comfy on her feet. Maybe she could wear something else on her feet, but we haven't got a lot of choice at the moment. So this is the only comfy number she's got. So, oh my goodness. How amazing does she look? Yeah, I can't wait to make her some clothes as well, but I wasn't expecting to be redressing her before I've even made anything. Oh wow. Right, I've given her a tennis ball, so Gwen wants to get her ball signed when she goes to Wimbledon by her favourite player. Okay, welcome back to this side of the camera. Now I've got a little dolly here for you to see. Now, the reason I won the Gwen doll, who I'm going to call Dawn, and the inspiration for her name is because she looks like my Pilates teacher at the moment. And yeah, so she doesn't know this, but she really reminds me of her. Well, anyway, I won the doll because I entered lots of things in the virtual Blythe retreat. And the virtual Blythe retreat is run by Tammy Powley and Jeanette of Peacecraft Dolls and the Tapping Flamingo, and Terry's got another YouTube channel as well. Well, basically they run this thing through Facebook, and they have like guest speakers and workshops to like create things for your doll. And the thing we were creating this time was a doll. The theme was dance like nobody's watching. So we got a pattern to make a t-shirt here. And some hip-hop pants, a crochet beanie, and I got a goodie bag, so I did get some extra things. So I got the virtual Blythe Retreat official sticker, although on the day I couldn't, well, the weekend I couldn't find where that was. Now, I normally get everything made in these retreats, but unfortunately I was unwell this time, and I was really struggling. Actually, I nearly didn't win Gwen because I entered my photos. You had to enter them by the Sunday at 4 PM UK time. I literally took those photos, started taking them at 10 to 4 and uploaded them. I was literally lying down on the floor between shots. That's how ill I was feeling. Even when I was making things, I was watching the workshops and I was getting something called like, because I was getting vertigo, I was getting this virtual sickness thing. So I couldn't watch the videos if there was any kind of movement or anything. So I was like trying to watch in the corner of my eye. It was awful. But I did make the trousers twice actually. I think they're in that. I've got some of them in here. Now, we were given, if you bought a goodie bag, we were given fabric. This turns out it was to make a bag. But I'm yet to make the bag because I was unwell. I didn't get to make it. But I will make it. Now, one of the workshops was to make a visor, but it was a project from a previous year. So luckily I made one the previous year, so I just recycled it. And the other trousers I made in the same fabric, the batik. Now, one of the workshops was to do a hair up with plaits and things, and I just did a half up thing with Jayla. She's an authentic Blythe doll. She's wearing her stock outfit. Her shoes that she's wearing at the moment aren't stock, and this little necklace is not her stock either. But yeah, so I did her hair like this for the virtual Blythe Retreat workshop. And let me have a look, what else is it? This came with the goodie bag, this little thingy. Ah, yes, I found them. Here's one of the pair of trousers that I made for the retreat. I'd still got this fabric from the previous year, and to be honest, I never know what to make with this pink glittery batik, but I think for this kind of theme, hip hop and dancer, it's perfect. But what I did, I gathered the edge at the bottom with elastic. If you watch, it will pull and then spring back, because these were meant to be like long slouchy style, which you can just scrunch up with water. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was one of the beads that I didn't end up using. I don't know what I was meant to use that on actually. To be honest, my head, when I was doing that weekend, my head was all over the place. I'm amazed that I managed to win Gwen, because the difficulties I had trying to keep up with it all, it was really tough. This was a pen that I got. Well, I've done an unboxing of what of this already, but I'm just trying to look through it to see if it reminds me of anything we did. Ah yes, we did some jewellery making again. One bit I've taken off. I had a little ballerina charm on here, but I've taken it off because I've decided I'm not going to make a pull cord with it. And we made a chunky necklace. So we learned how to make this with wire, this end piece, which was really good. I love Terry's workshops, her jewellery workshops. Although I'm confident at jewellery making, and I've got jewellery making supplies. Oh, I felt a badge. Sometimes I just need some inspiration on something to make. If you told me to make that in a year's time, I'm not going to remember how I made it. Maybe I could look at it and figure it out, but do you know what I'm saying? But the workshops go after a couple of weeks, but I have asked Tammy if she could ask Terry if she could make a playlist on YouTube of some of the old workshops from some of the old retreats so I could refer back to them. And she said she's going to speak to her about it. So you never know, watch this space. If she does it, I'll tell you about it on my channel, but I'm sure Tammy and Terry would tell you about it as well. So I'll just put those down there. So yeah, so those were the things we did. I didn't end up getting to finish a top. I think I started one, but I couldn't finish it. This wasn't mine. But I was going to do an open back on it and put some Velcro on it. But I think it would have been wonderful. Let me just drape it over Jayla. Obviously that's just draped over her. But isn't it fun? I bought this fabric for myself to make a top for Christmas. And I did wear it one year. Actually, the year I wore it was the year that I knew the owner of the pub, because I worked for him before I was 18 actually. I was doing, I had my day job, but I was glass collecting for him. And I wasn't old enough to go on the bar. So he owns the pub we had Christmas dinner at. Well, he's the landlord, him and his wife. And I wore that year, but they'd give us the wrong name, the surname, which was rather funny because we had our photos taken with this wrong name on Christmas Day. It added to the Christmas Day fun. So anyway, these were the other trousers that I made. So this was what was in the goodie bag, the t-shirts that in the goodie bag I purchased. This was the headband I'd made the previous year for Jayla was wearing it, and these were the other pair of trousers I made. And I must admit, I'm so super happy with this. I did all my top stitching in pink. I also did the gathering with the elastic at the bottom, although you can't see it. And I put this, so bear in mind I wasn't very well. I did this in bed. These were strips of sequins. So my sewing isn't probably amazing, but I hand sewed those on in bed before finishing the trousers. So yeah, so I didn't achieve as much this year. Yeah, so I entered all the competitions to try and win prizes and things, and in all honesty I never thought I would ever win a physical prize from the virtual Blythe retreat living in the UK. That's my honest opinion, because last year I entered everything and made everything and I didn't win anything at all. And then the year before and the previous years, if I have won something, I've won a digital pattern from Beth Ransdom, and I won a physical dress from Beth Ransdom. So what it is, there's not many people donating in the UK in the virtual Blythe retreat, so I didn't think I would win a physical item being in the UK, other than the one time that I won a dress from Beth Ransdom. So yeah, I never expected I would ever win the grand prize, to be honest. I just didn't think so. When basically once I posted the pictures of up at 4 p.m. UK time, I literally went to sleep. It was daytime, but I went to sleep because I was just, it was like, oh gosh, this is how I felt when it was over. There's something I look forward to all year. I just crashed in bed and I slept for hours, and when I woke up I was getting all these messages to tell me that I had won Gwen. I just could not believe it. It was just so exciting. I really enjoyed this virtual Blythe retreat. I decided to bring Jayla, and this doll is a non-authentic Blythe doll, and I initially, when I got her, I used to call her Poppy, but I restyled her into Dolly Parton. So she's my little Dolly Parton doll she is, my homemade Dolly Parton doll. That's what I call her, Dolly Parton. And she's always in my craft room, and she's always getting redressed, and I do things to dress her up. Although I don't really mention her on YouTube or anything, because I do a lot of authentic Blythe doll unboxings, don't I, as you've probably seen. So obviously JLR is authentic. Oh my goodness, I love that. I've not even sewn it together or anything, it's just draped, but it would have looked wonderful. Her shoes are going to keep coming up. What my vision was for the outfit was these black bottoms with some glitter, and I wanted this sparkly top on, and I was going to put the t-shirt with the pink trousers. That was my plan. But never mind, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? I had some photos to share, which I will share my photos of my makes. And there's even the jelly princess in those photos. And she's a doll that I created that look from another Blythe retreat from another year. So that's that. So anyway, so that's all the Blythe retreat things I wanted to speak to you about, I think. So I'm going to make something for Gwen now, and then maybe I'll show you along the way, a little bit along the way, and I'll show you what I've got at the end. So I'll see you on the other side. So this is Editing Claire speaking to you. You've come to the final part of this video. Now I'm afraid I'm going to have to finish this video here, because I've really badly pulled my hamstring and I'm struggling to walk around, and I can't even sit down. I'm having to lie down, so I'm in bed as I say this to you. So I haven't had chance to finish the item that I've been sewing. It's all been cut out and all the lining is cut and it's all fray checked, but I just need to spend some time sewing it together when I'm able to sit down on my hamstring. It's so awful. However, I have made some more progress on my knitting, so I will come back in another video in the future showing you the things I've created for Ellowyne Wilde. It may not be my next video, but it will be a video in the near future. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you love seeing my doll that I won, Gwen, who I've named Dawn, which also means new beginnings, and I hope you like seeing some of the things that I made in the virtual Blythe retreat, which it goes on every year in June. So if you're interested in it next year, then yeah, keep an eye out for it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.